Hello and welcome to this Yoga for Photographers session. My name is Helen if it's your first time here, and make sure you hit subscribe if it's your kind of first time to yoga, because I share loads and loads of yoga flows that are suitable for all levels. So my partner's a photographer and I've taken some of his advice. So we are going to be working a little bit on our eyes, kind of relaxing through the eyes, particularly if you do a lot of flash photography. Balancing up through the shoulders, so you might find that you obviously have a dominant side that you're always carrying your camera on or carrying kit on, so balancing up through the shoulders, a little bit through our lower back, and then also a bit of core work as well. If you're used to carrying around a lot of kit, heavy rucksacks and things, it can all go through our lower back and not be so great for our spine. So by getting a little bit of a core workout in there, that's really going to help protect your spine. So you're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So cross-legged or kneeling, like totally up to you. If cross-legged isn't comfortable, I would definitely recommend sitting on a pillow or a block or something. Maybe have your legs out straight if you prefer. But wherever you are, see if you can sit nice and tall. Take a breath in. And a big sigh out through the mouth. Feel your shoulders drop and just take a moment to scan through your body here. So keeping the eyes open, let's rest our eyes onto something on the floor, something that's not moving. Not so much that you're really looking at what is there on the floor, just passively seeing. Allowing the eyes to rest on that one point. And as you do that, just notice how you feel in this moment. So taking a little scan through the body. Any little differences between your left and your right hand side. And then on your next exhalation, closing off your eyes. Settling a little bit more comfortably into your seat. Wonderful. Take a nice big breath in, sit tall. And a big sigh out. Wonderful. When you're ready, blinking your eyes open. We're going to do a little bit for our eyes here. So on your inhalation, you're going to open your eyes. And on the exhalation, you're going to close your eyes. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to close. In your own time here, so just watching that flow of breath, inhaling to open. Exhaling to close. So just allowing the muscles around the eyes to relax. And every time you inhale and open your eyes, not really seeing or looking for anything, as you exhale, closing the eyes. Wonderful. One more in your own time, inhaling to open the eyes. Exhaling to close. Wonderful. When you're ready, blinking your eyes open. Take a nice big breath in, reach your hands up and overhead, see if you can lift out of the waist. And as you exhale, bring your hands behind, interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze your palms together, really lift through the chest. Keep a little bit of engagement through your core just so we don't end up like overarching here. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, bring your fist over to the right hand side of your waist, like so. Or as far as you can manage. Good. From here, you're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder and tell your left shoulder to relax. So you'll feel a big stretch all the way down, like kind of like at the back of the ear, top of the shoulder. And just notice how that feels. So if anything feels painful or too strenuous, just back away. You don't have to allow your head to drop so much, and the fist can be more around the back if you need. Otherwise, allowing the head to be heavy, breathing into that side. Wonderful. Nice and slowly, you're going to look down towards your right knee, And then slowly roll chin to chest, looking down. Take your fist over to the left-hand side of your waist. And then taking your head over to look at that left knee. And then left ear to left shoulder, coming into the stretch on the opposite side. So head is heavy, shoulders are relaxed as you possibly can. See if you can release through your jaw as well. Notice if any tension is kind of gathering up through the neck and kind of transferring to the jaw. Wonderful. Take a nice big breath. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly roll chin to chest. Release the hands out in front, lifting the head on up. Perfect. Let's come to all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath our hips. Spread those fingers wide, soft elbows. Little round of cat-cow here. So as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest and look up. And as you exhale, round it on up. See if you can hollow out your tummy. Can you look all the way to your toes? So flowing with that breath, just like we did with that little eye practice. Inhale, drop your belly, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, round it on out. Wonderful. Inhale, dropping your belly, shining your heart forwards. This is really nice for loosening off the spine and getting, kind of ironing out any kinks. Wonderful. Good. On your next breath in, you're going to come to a neutral place. Perfect. Inhale, reach your left hand high towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread it through underneath your right armpit. So this is going to be a little flow here. Slide your fingertips as far away as they go. Inhale, reaching that left hand high. See how that feels in your upper back. Exhale, thread it on through. Wonderful. Inhale, lift on up. Use your core to control. And then this time as you exhale, thread on through. Now you're going to come onto your left cheek. Allow this left shoulder to relax. Good. You can reach your right fingertips forwards if that feels accessible to you. And then take a huge, huge breath. You'll feel it into the back of the left shoulder. See if you can relax your fingers and thumbs as well. Good. Bringing that right hand back. Inhale, left hand reaches high. See how wide you can open that chest. Reach for the sky. Exhale, bring it on down. Opposite side. So inhale, right hand reaches high. So find that broadening. Exhale, thread it on through. So see if you can reach your fingertips as far away as you can. Good. Inhale, reach on up. So with the breath, exhale, thread it on through as far as you can. Last one. Inhale, reach it on up. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread it on through, come down onto that right shoulder, onto your right cheek. You can reach your left hand forwards if that feels accessible for you. Make sure you're more on the shoulder than on your neck at all. So a little bit of weight in the cheek or the side of that head. And then see if you can take some really big, deep breaths. And you'll see that the breath is pushed into the back of the shoulder and kind of opening up that space for you there. Wonderful. Sliding your left hand back. Inhale, reach that right hand high, broaden across the chest. And then as you exhale, bring it on down. Awesome. Spread those fingers nice and wide, tucking the toes. A little bit of core work for us here. So hovering your knees 1 inch off the mat. Push your shoulder blades into the sky. So there's that little mushroom of the upper back. And keep looking in between your thumbs, so it will keep your neck nice and long. Lift up through your core, so navel to spine. And you'll feel a little bit of heat kind of muster up through the stomach area into that core. So this is really going to help your lower back when you lift things. So we really want to use our core when we lift our kit and move around. Take a nice big breath. And then as you exhale, find a downward facing dog. So sending your sit bones back and up into this upside down V shape. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just take a little stretch out through the back of the legs. You can drop one heel at a time. Nice. Taking it out of your wrists a little bit by giving your toes more weight. So see if you can consciously make little adjustments in your body to give your toes more weight. So maybe that means bending your knees and sending your tailbone higher and back a little bit more. So to distribute a little bit more weight in through the feet there. So you really want to look after your wrists. Wonderful. Good. As you inhale, you're going to come forwards to a high plank. So a little bit of core here. Press through your heels. Nice, strong shoulders. Squeeze your glutes. Again, that's going to look after that lower back. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, drop your knees. Untuck your toes. And you're going to lower all the way down to your tummy, elbows. Brush the ribs here. Good. So now your elbows are going to come underneath your shoulders. So elbow right underneath that shoulder into this Sphinx pose, which is great for opening up through the chest. And often you find you might be hunched over a camera, trying to get the shot. So this is just a nice way to find an extension through the spine rather than rounding in, is what most of us do throughout the majority of our day. Also, if you're sat editing at a desk quite a lot, this is a good one too. Great. So options here, you can stay here. If this feels this feels kind of good, stay here. Otherwise, you can take your hands out wider and then begin to straighten your arms. Just make sure your pelvis stays down on the mat. So you don't want to be lifting up through the pelvis. So you're kind of extending through that lower back. If it's too pinchy or painful in the lower back, totally come down onto your elbows. So it won't be for everyone. Your back might just not be designed to come into this shape as excessively. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just go to a place that feels good. Breathing wherever you are. See if you can keep the shoulders away from the ears. So just notice if they want to bunch up. See if you can lift on out. Keep that neck nice and free and nice and long. Good. Nice big breath in. Exhale, slowly come down. Your hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, big toes together. You're going to push back to a child's pose. So keep your knees quite narrow. Your sitting bones are going to come to your heels, forehead to the mat, or you can use your hands as a little pillow. And just take a couple of really big, deep breaths. Notice where the breath is pushed into the back of that body. Very nice, good. Walking your hands out in front. You're going to come to all fours, tuck your toes, and then re-find your downward facing dog. So see if you can lift up through your core. So the core is lifting you back and up rather than your arms or your wrists doing too much work here. Great. From here, we're going to walk our feet towards our hands. So bend your knees as much as you need to tiptoe yourself forwards. Feet are hip width apart. Bend into the knees, grab opposite elbows and take a nice hanging forward fold here. So should feel a nice release through the upper back. Let your head be really heavy. If you have this urge to kind of control through the head and neck, see if you can just let that go. Maybe give your head a little nod yes and no. And just allow any tension through the spine to drip away and out of your head. Good. Bringing the fingertips down to the mat. Soften the knees even more and then turn your toes outwards. We're going to come into a deep squat or yogi squat. So dropping the sitting bones down between the heels, coming into this deep squat position. So fingertips can stay on the floor or hands can come to heart center, like so. So this is going to help release through your lower back. It's also going to open out through the groin area as well. Keep pressing the palms together and see if you can broaden across the front of the chest and the front of the shoulder. So we don't want to be caving in here. We want to be lifting up and open. If your heels are lifted off the floor, do not worry. Some people's ankles aren't designed in that way. You can always pop a block or pop a pillow or a rolled up blanket underneath. each heel if you want to make it a little bit more comfortable. I actually have a really good tutorial on this pose to determine whether it's your hips, your ankles, or your knees that might be kind of holding you back in this one. So I will link that down below if you are intrigued to see what maybe needs work on in your yogi squat. Lovely. Otherwise, nice proud chest. See if you can get your thumbs to like touch towards your sternum. And look down towards your fingertips so you feel like the back of the neck gets nice and long when you look down towards those fingertips. Good. From here, we're going to take a little funky transition into a little bit of core work, a little bit more core work. Great. From here, you're going to reach your hands out in front, keep energy through your fingertips, draw your belly in. So with a nice strong core, it's going to control the movement down. So take a breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to slowly suck your tummy in, sit your sitting bones down, and then your toes are going to float off the mat into a boat pose. Don't worry if you needed your hands to get down or you came down in some other way. It takes a lot of practice for that control, so just be kind to yourself. Once you're up here, make sure you're balancing on your sitting bones and you're lifting up out, so we're not kind of caving back here and it's kind of all going through our spine. You want to be lifting up, draw your belly in, push your knees together. If this is challenging, bring your hands onto the back of your knees and just focus on proud chest and strong core, so strong center. Otherwise, if you would like more, you can take your arms out in front like so. Shoulders away from ears. Point the toes, and you want your toes in line with your eye line so you can kind of judge where eye line would be for you. Good. Let's take one more big breath. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering the feet down, resting their hands. Take a moment. Well done. From here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees butterfly out like so. Bring your hands behind with your fingertips pointing backwards. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you here through the groin, but we can add in a bit of a shoulder stretch as well here. So you're going to lift up through the chest, open through the chest. Now you might just decide here, maybe straight arms feels good, maybe a soft bend in your elbows towards one another, and you feel more opening through the chest, through the bicep. You decide. And if it all feels too much, totally sit here. This is a great place. You can even slide your toes further away if you need. Otherwise, find what feels good on this shoulder stretch. So squeezing shoulder blades together, soft bend in the elbows. Wonderful. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, release. We're going to slide our feet a little bit further away and then round the body forward. So allowing the head to drop down. You might want to grab a couple of pillows here to rest your head onto. You might want to use your hands as a little pillow. And just let this be a really passive and easy stretch. So there's nothing to strive for. There's nothing to force here. There's no pretty shapes or anything at all like that. Just allow yourself to round into this very safe and nourishing shape. Closing off the eyes. Smooth breath in. Long sigh out. Head is heavy. Wonderful. Slowly coming out of the pose, walking your hands back towards you. You're going to close up the knees like a book. Use your hands to support. Bring your feet about hip width apart, hands behind, and then just take a little swipe out from side to side, side to side. Perfect. You're going to come and find a comfortable seat here. So maybe the same one you began in. Really resting your sitting bones down onto the earth. Crown of the head growing tall. Imagine there's a puppet string on the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and find a little sense of ease through your body here. Breath in through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth and close your eyes. Take a moment to allow every exhale to wash over you. Washing down through the facial muscles, particularly around the eyes. Washing down and softening through each shoulder. Down through every vertebrae of the spine. Down through the hips, all the way to your toes. Taking a few moments here just to acknowledge how you feel now after this very short practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally? And bringing the hands together at heart center, bowing the head to the heart. Really thank yourself for carving out this time and effort to look after both your body and your mind today. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this Yoga for Photographers practice with me. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out that yogi squat tutorial. And if you're very serious about getting a nice strong core, I've got a whole core playlist I think that I will link down below. So if you want to get washboard abs, look after your spine, go check out those videos. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.